And I guess this is about as good a time as any for us to give you the message from the morning man. And today, the message is called Ice Ice Baby. Now, today I would like to start by wishing you all a productive day. But what makes a productive day? How do you measure these things anyway? How do you determine at the end of a day whether you've been productive or not? Is it by the number of tasks that you have accomplished? What should a productive use of your time look like? Well, here's my highly subjective, open to dispute definition. Productivity is the measure of how well you use your time. Do you agree? Or do you disagree? Or perhaps you agree to disagree? Okay, let's come back to it later. Time is the scarcest resource in the world. We are all given exactly 24 hours in every day. Now, how much you can do with that time determines how productive you are. There is, however, a misconception about time. Some people think that we all have equal amounts of time and so we all have an equal chance at being productive. This is not true. Each day may contain 24 hours, but we don't all have an equal amount of days to live, do we? The other day in church, the pastor said something that chilled my spine. I'll paraphrase. He said, humans are like ice cubes taken out of the freezer. With every passing minute, we are melting. How true. Look at your face in the mirror this morning. Is this the way you looked when you were 5 years old? Why do women spend more time getting ready as they get older? Isn't it because there are more blemishes to patch up? When men lose their hair and start to stoop, are those not all signs that they are melting like ice cubes? Now here's the thing the thing is that we are not all melting at the same rate. Some of us have less time than others. The problem is that none of us knows how much time we have before we melt completely into liquid. What bothers me, however, is the fact that we don't seem to realize that we're melting. It seems we take it for granted that we will live forever. Well, we won't do. Yeah, God knows best in all things, but the scary truth is that any of you watching me now could be taken away from us before this very year ends. It could be you. It could be me. Now, I certainly pray for all of you every morning. I don't want to lose a single one of you. But sadly, it's not up to me. This is why I am startled by the way we all act as if we'll live forever. We don't know how much time we have left, which means we don't have time to waste. Years ago, when I became ill and I was forced to start drinking water again, I promise you it was difficult after years of drinking other stuff. But one of the things I did to make it easier was I would pour my water over lots of ice cubes. It chilled the water and made it more pleasant to drink. Now, whenever I finished drinking a glass of water, I would look at the remaining cubes in the glass and think to myself, what a waste. But instead of leaving them to melt without a purpose, I would pour more water over them and drink it up as well. I would keep doing this, pouring a little less water over them each time, because of course, the more they melted, the less able they would be to chill a full glass of water. Now, as humans, we tend to do the opposite of what I was doing back then. We postpone everything till later. We think we have all the time in the world, so we push all the daunting tasks to some imaginary later date, without realizing that we may not have a later date. And even if we do, we would have melted even more by then than we have today. And so we wouldn't be able to do as much. Just like my melted ice couldn't chill as much water. So why give your future weaker self more work to do and leave your present stronger self sitting idle and picking your teeth? If today was your last day, what would you do with it? That should be the question you ask yourself every morning, because you don't have time. Why are you not starting to live your dream today? That's what you must ask yourself this morning, because you don't have time. When are you going to call him or her and apologize? That is your question for today, because you don't have time. All you can afford is one bag of cement. Is that not a start? This is what you must answer today, because, my dear friends, we don't have time. Productivity is a measure of how well you use your time. Do you agree now? My dear friends, it's a new day. You're blessed to be alive and in it. Every day is one that must be lived as if it's your last. And look, do the heavy lifting today. Fill your glass today because you're strong enough to chill it. Fill your glass today so that tomorrow you'll only have a half glass to deal with. Fill your glass today because you have been given today. It's all you have, so act accordingly. My name is Kojo Yankson, and tomorrow is not promised, so I can't waste today. Good morning, Ghana.
Well, so indeed, we're happy that we have today. We'll make today count. We'll bring you all the things that need to count in our lives, but starting with the latest news headlines. Stay with us. We'll be right back with the latest update.